In the last 24, I think to 48 hours, I've seen a series of tweets, comments, and I just finally brought myself to watch the video where Ahmed Isa, commonly known as Ordinary President, assaulted a lady. And for me, it's more about the reaction of different people. And it's really sad. It's just really what our nation is in microcosm. I hope I got that right anyway, of what our nation is all about. Where you see, it seems as if people have to be on a certain side, either you're for or you're against. It's not really about looking at the issue and dealing with the issues the way they are, irrespective of what the remote whatever remote cause, the remote justification that had happened before, one thing or the other that had gone on before. This case is very simple. Ahmed Isa assaulted the lady. The issue of what the lady did before then, that one is an issue on itself also. So it is okay for you to have different thoughts in your mind at the same time, where the same thought that says what Ahmed Isa did was absolutely wrong, and what the lady did was also absolutely and heinously wrong. You can have those thoughts in your mind. So it doesn't mean that, oh, you have to support Ahmed Isa to not support the other lady, or support the other lady and not support, or whatever. I don't even understand. Sometimes it just gets my head when we try to justify issues. If you say today, because you like Ahmed Isa and what he's doing, and that this thing that he has done right now, or you're trying to justify, then there's no difference between you and those people who are justifying what Boko Haram are doing. They too have met with Boko Haram. They've seen from the point of view of Boko Haram, and they are talking for them and say, oh, the reason why is because this and that. Every one of us, we all have reasons to be violent, but we are not. The same position that that woman was in, where she forever she felt she had the reason to be violent on that child, because I'm saying it's a child that she poured petrol on his head, or whether it's a he or she, I don't know. That from the little I've seen, petrol was poured, burnt, set the child on fire. Can you imagine how heinous that is? There are other people who have reason to believe their child or whoever is living with them is a witch, but they don't go to that extent. So you see, you cannot justify that. The same way you cannot justify what ordinary Ahmed, the ordinary president, I think that ordinary president, the Ahmed Isa did. It's not justifiable. If he can do that on camera, on a human rights radio program that he runs, then what is he doing behind the doors? How angry does he get that he feels he has that right to beat and kill people? Because it's a matter of coming to that point where you now justify yourself. Because this lady too, it was that same justification that she used, and she did this heinous crime that she did. So please, people, I don't know why we always have, there has to be a side on issues. What is wrong, it is wrong, whether the person has been doing good before or not doing good, whether the person has been doing bad before or not doing bad. At that moment, what did the person do? Is it wrong or right? These are issues that we're supposed to tackle. I saw a tweet where somebody was saying that, oh, a woman, I think a man beat up his mother, and then people tied him up and they beat him, and people glorified it. And now this one, that a woman has poured petrol on the child, and all of them, none of them is justifiable. It doesn't matter. It's not a gender thing. You don't have to come out and fight over, oh, it's a male gender because it was done by a man, it was done by a woman. That's not the essence. The essence that what is wrong, and we should be able to say this thing is wrong. So what Ahmed Isa did is absolutely wrong. What the woman did is heinously wrong. They are both wrongs of different degree. I mean, if that woman, because the kind of slap, he didn't just hit her, it wasn't just a bit of an assault issue. The force with which that slap was coming, you could see that it could cause a grievous bodily harm. And it did cause, the other one, actual bodily harm, because he got to her. So in hitting her and getting on her head, if she had fallen down and died, what will you be saying right now? Will you be justifying it? So it is what is most important that we need to understand is that people do not have a right to other people's body or other people's property, in the sense that, oh, you are so angry that you are hitting the person, you are inflicting harm on the person, because this is what this is all about. Whether it comes to what you call this jungle justice that we always do in our country, that people see nothing wrong in it, these things are all wrong. I used to say to my friend years ago that, look, I hated this jungle justice. They will meet, they will catch a thief, they will beat the thief up, sometimes they will kill the thief, people will be hitting. You see people actually coming and slapping and hitting the thief. And this friend of mine that I had that time will say to me that, oh, Aisha, it's because you've never been robbed. Oh, Aisha, it's because they've never really stolen for you. In 2010, I was robbed by armed robbers who came to my house, and that was in December 2010, and they robbed and everything. By June 2011, I had armed robbers again coming to my house, and I tell you till today, I don't believe in jungle justice. I don't see a reason why people should be caught and beaten. A few months after that one of 2011, some robbers were caught within our estate. Is it an estate? The area I lived in, and that was in Kaduna, and people were beaten. And I said no. Even though I had just been robbed few days after that, because what is wrong, it's wrong. You cannot go and be hitting somebody and then justify it based on the anger that you're feeling or one way or the other. And I think it's very important for us as Nigerians and human beings, not even as Nigerians, as human beings, to know that we don't have to justify anything. We should have the capacity to be able to say this thing is wrong. Yes, what you did is wrong. Even there's no justification for it, because if you're justifying what Ahmad Isa did, then the people who are justifying what the terrorists are doing, you are not different from them. Honestly, you're not. So we should have the capacity to be able to say every one of them is wrong. And for some, don't make assumption that people even know the reason, the where and how. The reason, the where and how will never justify anything. What is wrong, it's wrong, and that's the way it should be. Thank you for listening.